I'm very excited for today's video because we are going to be talking about the newest fragrance from Louis Vuitton, and that is City of Stars. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This video is a part of my Love, Like, or Let Down series. If you've never seen one of these videos from me, then basically it's where I come on, give you guys my very first impression. So I open on camera, give you guys honest, very first thoughts, and then I wear it, usually for at least 3 days, but lately it's been leaning closer to a week. Once I wear it, I come back within the same video and give you guys a full-on review and my final verdict on whether it's a love, like, or let down. Before we get into the first impression portion, I do want to let you all know that when I filmed this first part of the video, my sound was very weird. So if you guys can just make it through the first impression, I didn't want to delete it because I wanted to give you guys that honest first thoughts, but I did want to warn you before we go into it that the sound is off. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the first impression. So like I said, we will be talking about City of Stars from Louis Vuitton. Now I have to say, I have not smelled this yet, but I did unbox this fragrance because I needed to unbox it for Instagram, y'all. I made an Instagram reel, so make sure you're following me over on Instagram. I always give you guys little sneak peeks of things over there, but I promise I did not smell it. You all are getting my very first impression. So here is the box. Beautiful, right? This is part of their summer line this year, and it's one of those fragrances that are inspired by California. They have several fragrances in their line that are currently like this, but this is the newest one from 2022. So I love the box. And then you open it up inside and you have the cylinder that all of the Louis Vuitton fragrances come in. All right. So it is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous bottle. This is a gradient from pink to purple. Maybe kind of hard to tell on camera, but there is a little bit of a gradient on this bottle. But I think it's absolutely beautiful, as are all of the fragrances in this line. Specifically the summer line. They're all like these beautiful colors, and I love them. So obviously the bottle is beautiful, but we need to know if the scent is beautiful as well. So if you've never gotten a fragrance from Louis Vuitton, it does have a magnetic cap, which feels very nice, very luxe. I mean, the packaging is just A1 from Louis Vuitton, so I love that about them. So can't smell anything. I'm gonna spray the box first. Okay, so this smells very fresh, very summery, citrusy. I feel like I'm smelling neroli. It doesn't quite smell as sweet as orange blossom. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm liking it. Let me spray it on myself. All right, so on skin, this smells very bright and citrusy. It's not sweet. It's definitely more like sharp citrus, but rounded at the same time. Like it's very zesty and zingy, but it doesn't smell like sharp where it would be bothersome. Overall, it just smells like a citrusy scent. Maybe a slight bit aquatic, but mainly just some nice citrus notes. It could be a blend of like lime and orange. I don't remember the notes, but don't worry. When I come back for the second portion of this video, you'll have all the notes. But this is just like my first smell. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let it dry on my skin for about 5 minutes or so. And then I'll come back and let you guys know if there are any changes and let you guys know first impression if it's a love, like, or let down. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and I have to say the fragrance has sweetened up just a little bit, but I like it a whole lot more than at first spray. It's definitely like kind of warmed up to my skin. It's less sharp. I definitely smell some more floral notes in this fragrance now, and a nice sweetness. So the vibe that I'm getting right now is a sophisticated, slightly sweet citrus scent. I'm loving it. Yeah. All right, so as of right now, well, I don't want to say I'm loving it, because as of right now, I actually think this is a like. but I definitely am liking it more as it has been on my body. So as of right now, first impressions, this is a like for me. So when I first spray this fragrance, it does start off very citrusy. So I get a lot of like a lime or a lemon, and it's very kind of sharp and energizing. But after this fragrance dries on the skin, I would say about 5 minutes, it starts to round out. The citruses become, they still are very pronounced, don't get me wrong, but they become rounder, smoother, more well blended. And this fragrance also starts to sweeten up. So I would say that I enjoyed this fragrance more after the first 5 minutes of wearing it. Once it started to sweeten up and really, it was just long enough for it to really just dry on my skin. So once it's had that opportunity to dry, it's still mainly a citrus fragrance, but you could definitely smell some sweetness. And I believe that's coming from the tiare flower that is in this fragrance. Now, once this fragrance really dries down, I would say after the first couple hours, then musk starts to come in. So you get this calmer type of citrus fragrance that is a little bit musky, it's a little bit sweet, and overall it's just very well blended. Now, I still would classify this as a citrus fragrance even in the deep dry down, but the tiare flower and the musk does become more apparent as you continue to wear this fragrance. So I think City of Stars is actually perfectly unisex. I could just as easily see a man wearing this as I could see a woman wearing this, and I think both could wear it well. So when it comes to projection and longevity, this fragrance actually surprised me quite a bit. So let me just give you some quick little info. If you've never tried any fragrances from Louis Vuitton, I feel like they're all pretty moderately projecting, except for the ones in the black bottles. I think those are their oud scents, if I remember correctly. So excluding those, all of their other fragrances to me are moderate projection, moderate to low projection, and moderate longevity. That's the experience I've had with them. Besides this fragrance, I only own one other Louis Vuitton fragrance, and my husband owns one as well that I purchased for him. But other than those, I have tried tons of Louis Vuitton samples. They used to always give them out very freely in the stores. I think that has decreased, but I have tried quite a few of them, and I find the experience to be similar in the fragrances that I have tried from the brand. Now, with City of Stars, I will say this is a citrus fragrance. So I expected it to last, about 4 hours. That was my expectation. But this fragrance lasts on me at least a good 7-8 hours. Now, it doesn't project that entire time, but it definitely lasts a good 7-8 hours, which to me is outstanding when you're talking about this type of light, fresh, citrusy fragrance. Now, for projection on me, this fragrance is kind of average projection. I would say that people can smell it on me that are like a respectable distance away, let's say 5 feet away. They can smell it on me for probably up to the 3-hour mark. After the 3-hour mark, it does become very close to the skin. I wouldn't say it's quite a skin scent. It's a little bit above that, but it does sit very close to the skin. But I will say I got a compliment on this after wearing it. It was probably about 5 hours at that point. And this person was in my space, but they weren't like hugging me or anything like that. They were just standing kind of close to me, talking to me, and I got a compliment on it. Asked what I was wearing. So yeah, I will say people can smell it on you, but this is not a beast by any means, but it does last long. Now, because this is a light kind of citrusy fragrance, I think this is best suited for warm weather. However, I would definitely say that some people probably could wear this year round, and I would think more men, just because I feel like a lot of men who are not into fragrance, they wear whatever, whenever. So I could definitely see like somebody like my husband wearing this year round, and it would smell good on him. But for me, who loves fragrance and I like to be seasonal with my fragrances, I would stick to warm weather. Now, as far as places I would wear this to, I think this would be great for day to day. I think that if you are a signature scent type of person, this will be a great type of signature scent for day to day use during the warm weather. I also think this would work well for like day dates, going to the park with your kids, whatever, anything you do during the daytime. I don't think this would be inappropriate in the slightest. I wouldn't wear this at night just because for me, I don't get night vibes from this. This is not a sexy fragrance. It's not a cozy fragrance. And those are the fragrances that I tend to go for at nighttime. So this is a citrus fragrance that is slightly sweet and then becomes musky. So I don't think it's the most unique fragrance, but in my collection it's unique. I don't have anything that smells exactly like it, but I think you can get the same vibes from other like sweeter citrus fragrances. So I do have one fragrance to compare City of Stars to, and I will tell you that when I first wore this fragrance, I thought about the fragrance I'm going to tell you about within the first like hour of me wearing this fragrance. I thought about how these two fragrances smell similar. So the fragrance that I am going to compare it to is Dolce Garden, which is one of my go-to fragrances in the spring summer. Now, I know I said City of Stars. I've been talking about it being a citrus like this whole time, right? And I do think it's definitely more citrus, but it has that underlying sweetness. This one to me, whenever I describe it, not talking about the notes, whenever I describe it, whenever I smell it, whenever a lot of other people smell it as well, to me it smells like a fruity floral fragrance, like a tropical fruit, tropical floral fragrance, even though the notes don't necessarily coincide with that. So this one to me is a lot sweeter than City of Stars. It's also more floral than City of Stars. But for some reason, they do smell similar. I would say that City of Stars definitely is a lot brighter, a lot fresher, a lot more unisex than Dolce Garden. But I would say if you like Dolce Garden, but it's too sweet for you, I've heard some people say it's too sweet in the summer for them. That's not the case for me. But if that's the case, then you may also like City of Stars. I think these sit in the same family, although they are not the same scent. They do not have the same notes, but they do smell similar when I wear them on my skin. So City of Stars comes in a couple of sizes. I got the smaller bottle, which is the 100 ml bottle, and this retails for $280. I also want to make mention that if you're searching for a Louis Vuitton fragrance, the only place you're going to get it is louisvuitton.com, unless you go like secondhand, like Mercari, eBay, but you won't find it on any gray market site. So pretty much if you're thinking about a Louis Vuitton fragrance, expect to pay full price for it. All right, so we are at the point of the video where it's time for me to let you guys know if this is a love, a like, or a letdown for me. So if you've seen these videos from me before, then you know it is quiz time, pop quiz. Go down to the comments of this video and let me know, what do you think I'm going to choose? Is it a love, is it a like, or is it a letdown? Okay, I think I've given you guys enough time, so I'm gonna tell you. This fragrance is... dun, 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 dun. A like love. I am such a cheater, y'all. I'm such a cheater. I'm saying like love because I love the way this smells. I've definitely enjoyed wearing it. However, it is a citrus fragrance, which is not like my favorite type of fragrance to wear. So that's what leaves me a bit confused. I've really thoroughly enjoyed wearing this. I haven't gotten tired of it. I've even worn it at night just because I was testing it out, honestly. But there's something so refreshing about this fragrance. And for me, it just gives me those carefree type vibes, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I just don't know if I can call it a love because I don't know if I'm ready to call any citrus forward fragrance a love. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm kind of cheating. But I felt like if I just called it a like, then that wouldn't be doing it justice. But I couldn't really call it a love either because it's a citrus fragrance. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Louis Vuitton City of Stars. If you guys have tried this fragrance, let us know in the comments, what do you think of it? Do you think it's just another boring citrus, or do you think this one is a little bit special? Do you think it's something that people should get their noses on? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss a video from me. I typically post every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you have those notification bells on so that you don't miss out. Also, if you're not already following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that now. Just like with this fragrance, I do typically give you guys sneak peeks over on Instagram. So check me out over there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.